Good morning, everyone. It's early. Well, not really that early anymore. I started work at 4 o'clock this morning. It was dark out when I started. Sun's out now, but I still got an early start. Most everyone in my house still asleep, except for Judson, my 6-year-old, and Jace, my 2-year-old. They're on the same schedule as me. They get up early. They come running and screaming into my shop, throwing footballs and talking nonsense. But I've got a bunch of work done already. I got some soles stuck, stitched already, and now I'm pegging. If you don't know what pegging is, no, not that dirty, creepy stuff. Lord have mercy. I'm talking about pegging soles on. This is where we attach soles with wooden pegs. My boots don't have any nails in them except for the shank. Everything else is attached with wooden pegs because wooden pegs swell and contract at the same rate as leather. So when you're out there abusing your boots and you get them all wet, when those holes decide to open up because they've gotten wet, your pegs open at the same rate to keep everything tight. And when they begin to dry, guess what? They also contract at the same speed. So everything stays nice and tight. Unlike nails don't change at all. And so when your leather opens up, the nails stay the exact same size. And when the leather contracts, the nails stay the same size. They don't change. But what happens to nails when they get wet and dry and wet and dry? They begin to rust, which means they are going to kill your leather soles over time. They begin to rot. So I'm going to flip the camera around here in just a second to kind of show you what I'm talking about. I skipped some of the process because it's hard for me to do all this with just 2 hands. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to wake my wife up and have her come out here and video for me. But until then, y'all just get to see part of the process, and I'll hopefully try and make another video as time goes on to show you what they look like after they're pegged. Or if I'm smart enough, or if I can, get my manager, my 8-year-old Jet. He is my YouTube content man. He's the one that shows me how to do all this. I'll get him to show me how to edit this stuff so I can show you what's going on, okay? So I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you what I've done. I've already got all my holes punched, and so here in just a minute, I'll start slamming pegs down into all these holes, and that's going to basically lock my soles through the vamps, through the vamp liner, through the heel counter cover, and lock everything in place. So here we go. Maybe. How do I flip this thing around? Come on. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I guess I'm gonna stop this and try to flip it around and show y'all how it's going. Okay, I got it to flip around since I couldn't do it with the video rolling. Here y'all can see that I have all my holes punched. Oh, that looks nice. All my holes are punched. They're ready for me to start putting pegs in. Y'all can see I've already stitched the soles in place. Everything's nice and pretty. Everything's down in the channel, all hidden and ready to go, okay? So, hopefully in a little bit I'll show you all what they look like after I peg them. You might notice I'm not shoving these pegs all the way down. I do have a reason for that. If I shoot these things all the way down, my pegs will go super far. All I'm trying to do is get a little bit past my insole, and that's it. Because if I drive them down too far, I'm gonna drive these things into that last. And if I drive these down way past and go into that last, I'm not going to be able to pull this boot off of the last when I get down to the end. So I drive these things, when I punch those holes, I punch those holes until I feel it touch the last. Once it touched the last, that's as far as I want these holes to go. Because I have had these to where I've driven these things down all the way down. And to be able to get the last out, I'm pretty sure my kids learned a lot of new language that they really don't need to know trying to get these lasts out. If you're another bootmaker, you know exactly what I mean. When you got to fight these lasts out, there's words that come out that the Lord does not need to hear. My grandma does not need to hear. I don't think a single soul in the world needs to hear these. Now, I kind of broke this one off. I'm not happy with that. And so what I do is I'll go ahead and break that off. And since I don't like the way that peg went in, I'm going to come in with my pegging awl again. And right where that peg's at, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to re-punch that hole. And I'm going to do that peg again because I don't want any of these pegs to go in crappily. I want them to go in very, very nice. They should all have good contact. They should all go in super, super fresh, super straight. And if I have one that I bend, well, not really bend, I guess they break. These are wooden pegs, remember? These wooden pegs, as soon as they start to do anything funky, they just break. Now, there's a bunch of bootmakers out there that will drive these things in super, super deep, and they'll make fun of me because I do this with multiple taps. See, I don't like that peg. The only bad thing about wooden pegs is some of them aren't cut very nice. They're not made perfect. It's hard to make perfect pegs because, I mean, they might as well just be matchsticks. See, I broke another one, but that one wasn't below the surface, so I'm going to leave that one as is and be happy with that. So far, so good. These are looking really nice. When I get all the way around this boot, I will start another video because you don't want to watch this for half an hour. When I get all these in, I'll turn this thing back on and show y'all the finished appearance with this. And then after I get done with that, we'll go to the next step. Okay? See you later.